Now, the passion in you that you were referring to, can you tell me a little more about that?
Well, it's different forms, just like a yearning for everything that feels fleeting. Everything feels like it's kind of just torn apart and flying by, but it kind of just runs through you and then leaves, and it's so it's like sorrow and joy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything's always just leaving. But like I've always wanted to capture it, like just hold it in my hand, even though I found out you can't really. So I think that's where it stems from,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of just outpours in many different ways. Just from that, just the yearning to want to capture what's occurring, yeah, but never really being able to hold it.
Mm-hmm. So in this teaching, which I call the living teaching of Advaita, I don't know how deep it got into the website, but
yeah, I watched one video of you.
what I hear you talking about in this, your relation to these things of life that come and go, of course. And then there is this quality that the word you're using is to capture it. And you recognize at some level that A, it's impossible, and B, that it's, I think you sense that that is actually the source of suffering, that to want to capture it. So the danger in that is that there is a kind of a subtle rejection of the temporal experience in the hope of having this unitive experience, the experience of the wholeness, and the feeling that by attending to the specific experience that you are going to like miss the wholeness.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, the irony in it.
Yeah. Now, in this teaching, we kind of flip that around and say that this fleeting experience of the moment, in the moment, is full. And so there is a quality in the experience that connects to the whole. Because the experience of the moment can't exist independent of the whole, because the whole is the whole. So this must be part of the whole. So it is and it gets really subtle here. Really, really subtle. So within the context of the experiencing this fleeting moment fully, the potential for knowing the absolute or the total is right there. And that what the quote enemy of that is, or the quality that brings the suffering in life, is not the experience of the moment itself, but that secondary desire to capture it, to hold it, to to make it into a permanent object when it is transient, of course. And that is its beauty. That is its reality. So its very transience is its fullness.
Yeah.
Whereas the quality of the mind, or the ego, or what I call the false sense of authorship, is that if it is transient, if it is not fixable, if it is not quantifiable and knowable in its entirety as a thing, then it has to be dismissed. And what the mind does is it dismisses that and then objectifies the wholeness and says, I need to know the wholeness. The big thing.
Yeah. Is there any you're saying that there's no difference?
I'm saying
between
that
the small and the whole.
Exactly. That the small and the whole are continuous. Contiguous. They are not two things. And that is what this word Advaita, which is the Sanskrit word that is the basis for this teaching, means, is not two. So these two seemingly separate things are in fact one.